You've tuned into Bellingham Podcast Media Tech for the week of April 11th, 2016, episode 6.
That's right.
I'm AJ Barcay.
And I'm Chris Powell. On this episode, all you need to know about streaming music, but we're afraid to ask. Portable speaker recommendations to enjoy your tunes in the sun. And we both highlight our favorite spots on I-5 exit 253. All that and more next on BPM Tech.
Well, that was pretty good, other than my little slip-up. I guess it's been a little while since we got on the mic.
Time's flying by, and we're almost in mid-April. It's almost tax time.
Dude, I know. That's what threw me off. So I've gotten a couple of comments in regard to our podcast.
Okay, hopefully good.
Well, we skipped a week, and
yes.
The internet raged on us, apparently.
Why you know podcast?
No, I had 3 different people tell me this. Like,
wow.
Hey, I love the show. I mean, it's a really cool idea. You're going around and stuff. Did you know I didn't see one for last week? To which I reply, yes, the quarter started for Chris and I. There's this wonderful thing called the university, and they're on terms.
Yes.
And when that happens, you and I don't have life.
Well, to those 3 people that are actually listening to us, thank you.
Yeah, seriously.
So here we go to episode 6.
We're back. Don't worry, okay? Don't hate on the internet.
Let's not.
But no, so let me give a little quick recap. So last week, the one thing that I was doing for BPM was we shifted our feed from SoundCloud over to Spreaker with an R. Not speaker, but Spreaker.
With a P, too.
With a P. Yes, that. So our feed is now on both.
Okay.
And the reason is because we kind of, as much as any other company, we hit scale. Because we have like over 100 listeners, which is really kind of cool.
Golly, that's
okay.
kind of nice.
Yeah, and so on that bombshell, of course, organization and how do we get the stuff. So SoundCloud, little known fact, well, maybe it's a known fact, but I didn't know this. You only get like 3 hours of record time on SoundCloud for free, which is what we used to use.
Yeah.
Which is great if you're an artist, musician style. But for us, that you and I talk a lot, apparently.
We have a lot of things to say.
And SoundCloud doesn't like us. So instead of throwing down, I moved over our feed to Spreaker, and they give us like 6 hours or something, like 10 hours for free per month. And then, so along that note, so that gives us probably about 2 months worth of fresh shows, which, based off of what you and I do, you know, that fits well.
The archives could be listed elsewhere.
So that gets me to the archive.
There you go.
Of course. So, what is the biggest archive on the web? Archive.org. So I put us into the archive.org, so you and I are permanently a tasty bit of the internet for Here to Kingdom Come.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you for all the help you did and getting that all set up.
Yeah, so if you're listening and you're just like, you know, hey, I missed episode. Let's say it's like 99 episodes in. And you're like, crap, I never got episode 3. Go to archive.org, and if you search Bellingham Podcast or Bellingham BPM, I can't remember what I have the search terms are. I'll put a link in the notes. You can find all the back catalog, as it were. So that's where we stand with the show itself.
It's wonderful that centuries from now, when the internet 5.0 is around, we will still be yammering about technology in 2016.
Yes, and how 2016 was the year of the Snapchat and all this other jazz. And meanwhile, we'll have, like, I don't know, chips embedded in our brain or something. I don't know.
And the Panama Papers will be a completely faded memory.
Yes, it'll be a different country, but it was sing along if you've heard this before type of a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
all right, AJ, where the heck are we?
We are in Tony's Coffee in Fairhaven, Washington, on the block, the 11th Street block of Fairhaven, right across the way from Fairhaven's own the Fish Bus. I don't know what the heck that's actually called. They used to be my neighbors, but it's the Fish and Chips bus, the double-decker red bus. But we're also kitty corner from the Three French Hens, the Skylarks, and the brand new edition of Fat Pie Pizza.
And Rocket Donuts as well. On the other
and Rocket Donuts. Well, that's again, this side of town has been changing so much.
Yes.
I kind of forget what's down here. That's why we're here.
And it's on Harris Street, 4-way stop, right in the heart of Fairhaven District in Bellingham. And really great location. We're looking out a window at traffic and people, and it's a somewhat cloudy Sunday afternoon when we're recording this, and just a great environment.
It is. It's nice. And they have free Wi-Fi, and everybody knows I love that.
It always helps out.
So since we were talking about how we get the show online, Streaming music, like this also is like 2016 is definitely the year of the stream.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I would say that more and more people are not bringing devices with them. Everything is being used by your phone. I mean, that's your main source, your personal assistant. And now with so many places where you have wireless or you have a data plan, you can stream your music and not really have to bring a pile of CDs with you for the car.
Yeah. And on top of that, some of the carriers, like I think T-Mobile does like this binge-on plan, which gets into whole net neutrality, and that's a show into itself. But the fact that, Ariana was actually just saying on the way down, are you sure that Tony's has Wi-Fi? And I was thinking to myself, what cafe doesn't have Wi-Fi?
Well, if they're smart, they're going to have wireless to meet the demand.
Right. But going forward, with everybody having devices, everyone, quote, having a data plan, are we going to see Wi-Fi spots fade out?
Depending if you get municipal internet access. But, 30 years ago, people were like, where's a payphone?
Right.
Just in case.
Right.
And so how much things have changed for demand in various luxuries.
Right.
And so, wireless seems to be wherever we're going. I kind of enjoy it.
Well, yeah, as long as you have connectivity.
Yes. But as far as streaming music or the soundtrack of your life, what would be some of your weapons of choice?
My weapons of choice, I still love the Pandora. We used to be the Music Genome Project back in the day.
I remember it well.
And largely because I've been with it for so long, its algorithm just hits me on the head.
So it sounds like your musical DNA is part of the Music Genome Project.
It totally is. I think version 1.0, even the beta, I think I was on. And so from that day forward, like if there is if I say I want to listen to Frank Sinatra or the Rat Pack era, okay, I guarantee you the first 10 tracks of that station plus their 2 ads that they throw in because they're ad supported, I will not have a flop. Like they nail it.
Well, as time goes on, they'll really get to know your listening styles.
Yeah.
And Pandora's been staying strong. How long have they been around, you think?
Man.
Going on a decade, I would imagine.
I was going to say, I was listening to them in grad school, so that's 7, 8 years, 9 years,
right. Well,
I guess. We'll have to look that up. How about you? That's my streamer of choice.
Well, I've always been one to... I like curating my own music. When I want to listen to a particular song, I want to listen to it like right now. Yeah. And unfortunately, I listen to a lot of obscure music that does not make the mainstream.
Okay, well, understatement. If to those who are playing at home, if you ever go to Mr. Powell's office, the one thing that you'll always hear is there is always music or sounds coming out of his office. They're ambient. But I can see why that would not be seen as the mainstream, but it is cool. Well, I like it.
If you go to a spa, you'll probably hear the type of music.
No. You have way cooler tracks than the spa, okay?
Granted,
Spa's like dolphins and crystals and stuff. Yours is like earthly space and rock or something. I don't know. It's cool. I don't mind it.
It helps out. But basically, I have found, there's a lot of contenders out there. There's Amazon has their own Prime Music that you can stream music from their catalog. Apple has their own music catalog of extensive amounts. Google Play has their own.
Right.
And Spotify has a huge catalog. For going into the obscure zone, I have done a hybrid where I upload the obscure stuff I can't find on Apple Music, and then I use what they have in their very extensive library. My family's already on an Apple plan to be able to use the full family plan for $15 a month. It's our entertainment expense. So I roll with Apple Music.
Got it. So with that regard, so like for streaming, I definitely do Pandora. I tried the whole Apple Music thing with the whole, like, we had 3 months free or whatever when it launched. Hated it, didn't like it. I will say I do like the avenue that Apple and iTunes is giving artists, and especially independent artists. Like, you could have your own feed and directly market your music to your listeners.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
Well, with the Connect feature, I believe that's what they're calling it. Now you get updates as far as, hey, here's a little shout out to fans. Here's where we'll be. Right. We've got a new track. Here's a preview. That's kind of helpful, at least connecting you with the artist. Even though I use it, their interface is still
janky.
That's a good way of putting it.
I'll jump in.
Yeah, thank you. And but I'm able to curate the playlist that I want when I want to have my road rage mix before I go to the gym.
Thank you for saying that road rage mix is for the gym.
You got to have a little bit of music to pump you up a little bit. I can punch that up and bang, it's right there. And if I want to listen to a particular artist, I usually don't use Siri. I have a quick thumb flip accessibility. But Apple Music, I mean, I'd love for them to increase their usability of their interface, but until then, I work with the constraints.
Gotcha. Yeah. My thing with when I'm on the go, I love, even though I have an iPhone, I love Apple or Google Music or Google Play Music or whatever they call
surprising. Tell me why.
So the thing is that so when I go running, I don't have unlimited data. Okay, I use an MVNO called Ting, which great company. They're based out of Canada, but the thing is that I'm limited on data, and so I can't stream when I'm on the go. And on top of that, where I run, sometimes I don't have reception, okay? I'm running the trails, I'm on the backcountry, that type of thing. What Google Play Music allows me to do is I can make playlists using a browser, not my little phone. Even I'm reading notes, or I'm cribbing off of you here on your gargantuan, colossus of an iPad. But I like being able to sit down and I want this track, this track, this track. They give you 6,000 tracks that you can upload for free into it. So I can curate my own music that I already own. I can put it into the cloud, and I can organize it. Then if I forget, let's say I'm sitting at work and I'm like, crap, I need this one track. I can download it. They allow you to download each track that you already own pushed up to their cloud 3 times. And that's I think it's 3 times. And that's just for liability so that you're not pirating. Oh, yeah. But the big thing is when I'm back on the trails, I can go into offline mode. It will download my playlists. And it's on my phone. And then let's say I'm done with that playlist or whatever. I can go online mode. It will stop the sync, and I get that space back on my phone. So I get to choose whether or not I want my music on me or streaming.
So just out of nitpicky curiosity,
sure.
For your hiking, running playlist, how many songs do you have on a playlist like that?
Depends on the run. Uh-huh. My typical run, I usually have, and there's some obscure stuff too.
I'd hope so.
But probably about a good 2 hours worth of music. Okay. If I'm in the backcountry, well, obviously I'm not using this. If I'm hiking, obviously I'm not going to drain this completely down. So it's about the same. I just have enough so that when we get up to whatever our base camp is, I can jam out or whatever. So
you've got about 25, 30 songs in the playlist.
Yeah, maybe under 50. I would definitely say under 50.
Yeah, I've seen people with playlists of hundreds of songs, and I'm like, that's one thing, but your familiarity with the song, it kind of lets you put that in the background while you're focusing on the exercise task at hand.
It gets me off of the hurt that I'm doing as I'm running up a hill, Chris. That's what's going on in my head.
Keep cranking that I Will Survive song. You'll make it through.
Actually, I like mashups, which gets me to my last plug.
Okay.
I do love... so SoundCloud, at the time of this recording, SoundCloud have just came out with their streaming service.
Yes.
I haven't tried it out yet.
SoundCloud Up, is it?
I think it's Go.
SoundCloud Go. It's one of those small...
Go. It's a verb.
It's not a lot of points in a Scrabble game.
Definitely a verb.
Right.
So anyway, the one thing I love about SoundCloud is, and of course I'm a Patreon creator, so I love people that are putting out their stuff out there so you can, that you're sharing it. And with a lot of mashup artists, SoundCloud is their central hub, and you're able to download it and throw it into your stuff. And that's where I get a lot of my obscure stuff, especially because... truth be known, I do like my European remix of our American tunes. So I'll listen to some German remix of some Avicii song, and it's house pop rock electro slide thing. But it's I would not normally listen to this, but when I am running, the high BPM totally gets me in.
Well, that certainly is better than what you would normally hear on the radio. That's for sure, without all the ads.
True.
Along the lines of obscure sites, I'm going to jump in with one.
Go for it.
For at least 8 to 10 years now, I listen to ambient music, if you couldn't tell by now, folks. And so there's a great site on the internet called somafm.com.
Oh, yeah.
Based in San Francisco. There's a fellow by the name of Rusty Hodge who owns it, and they have DJs moving MP3s around, but they curate playlists for various different types of genres and niches, and I love the various kinds of ambient music. It doesn't have to be drone stuff. It's psytrance, all these different kinds of down-tempo, et cetera, et cetera. somafm.com, great site. Listen to them, support them. They're worth it if you're into that electronic music kind of stuff. So that's my little shout out.
I forgot about that. You introduced me to that.
Yeah, well, you know, I anyone who will listen to me, I'll make them listen to my ambient music. Speaking of listening to me, did we cover the mobile music part, or was there anything else that you wanted to cover?
The only other shout out I want to give is to Stitcher, only because Stitcher, they're just a great hub for podcasts. Back in the day when there wasn't a default iOS podcast app, like Stitcher was my go-to. So, a big shout out to them. I think they're being acquired by Deezer, which is a French company. So we'll see what 2016, 2017 yields for them.
It'd be Steecher then.
Steezer.
Steezer, that's right. Anyway, I'm going to mutiny and take over the podcast direction for a second. I've done this past couple episodes, and I want to talk about exit 254 on I-5 Lakeway Drive. We have spots that we enjoy off of Bellingham, the city that we live in. If you go on Lakeway Drive, I'm going to plug a particular place. Go east, and there'll be a stoplight that you're going to pull off to the left a little bit, veer to the left on Electric Avenue. It won't take you higher, but you'll want to pull off onto Electric Avenue. And then there's going to be a gas station. And in that gas station area, you're going to find a little bit of a hole-in-the-wall shop called Lafine's Donuts.
Oh, yes.
Bellingham residents, if you hear me, give me an amen. Lafine's Donuts have been around since 1986. It is the best donut place in town. No offense over here to Rocket Donuts to my right, but that is my favorite place off of Lakeway Drive. It's a full-fledged family destination. Kids' drawings are up on the wall. They just recently opened a second location in Burlington, Skagit County.
Oh.
And in the donut house, I guess. So anyway, go figure. So big fan of Lafine's. They got some cool guys working there. To the fellas that are behind the counter that are serving up your donuts, I dig you. You're good. You're the goods. You're my people. Because some of the guys will wear heavy metal black T-shirts behind the counter.
I see.
This is Bellingham, and that's right. But for Lafine's, my secret weapon whenever I go to Lafine's, now for my family, my daughter loves donuts. She's awesome. I will get 12 donut holes for $1.
Yes.
In a little paper bag. It's enough sugar to satisfy that part of your brain. I don't know if it's an amygdala or the
medulla oblongata.
That's right. Mine's still malfunctioning at this point. But it doesn't break your wallet. $1 for a little bit of donut, the goodness, and it doesn't break your spleen as you're digesting. So for those of you that are waking up on a Saturday morning, don't feel like having something healthy for breakfast, exit 254, Lakeway, about maybe 3 miles east, and stop off of Lafine's Donuts off of Electric Avenue. AJ, what's your spot on Lakeway Drive?
I would say next door, because I was just there, that is Da Vinci's Sandwiches.
Da Vinci's? Tell me about that. I've never been there.
Da Vinci's is awesome for lots of different reasons. A lot of people say, like, oh, why would you ever go to Da Vinci's? Because they're really expensive. Boy, howdy. When you order, a foot-long sub sandwich from these guys, it is like eating... I could not eat a full 12-inch sub today.
That is surprising.
It's like a Subway sandwich and a half when you order it. So yeah, you spend like $8 on the sandwich, but it's also all freshly sliced meat. So like you can get fresh prosciutto, not just ham, capicola, all these Italian hard salamis and sausages and stuff. That's what's on the menu there. Then they got the provolones, they got all this, like all the normal stuff that you see in a sub shop, but it's just fresher, it's sliced, it's awesome.
Very good. I love me a good poor boy sandwich. Is Da Vinci's a local, or is it I
believe it's local.
Not a chain, because
I don't think so.
You got Gandolfos, you got all the Italian sub names. So
yeah, I'm not as well historically equipped as you are with the places. I'm going to have to up my game here. Mr. Powell.
We'll find out. We'll go there at lunch sometime.
Yes.
Hey. So Da Vinci's off of Electric Avenue near Lafine's.
Exactly, right next door.
All right, very good. Hey, I got us in the ditch. You got to bring us back in the ditch. AJ here in Tony's Coffee. What are you drinking?
Oh, that's right. We forgot that.
We forgot to talk about that.
I am drinking a actual decaf, which I know a lot of people are like going to gasp at that. But a decaf latte.
Decaf latte. All right. What appealed to you about that?
Well, I've been working on the house all weekend. I set one of my countertops.
All right.
And I've been working a lot and staying up late, and I need to sleep because tomorrow's a long day.
It's understandable. We're back to work on Monday.
Yes.
Very good.
What are you drinking?
Well, once again, I don't drink coffee because I like being happy.
It's cool. I like you happy. Don't get me wrong.
You really want me to be happy. You wouldn't like me angry.
No.
Anyway, so I'm drinking an Odwalla Strawberry Sea Monster just because I enjoy it, and it's somewhat healthy. And, got to watch my figure in my 40s decade. And just trying to, it looked good in the window, and I'm like, I'm going to drink that.
Awesome. Hey, fruits, veggies, if it's from concentrate or not, it still counts.
That's
I think.
Right. So what else? What else is going on?
So I know it's been like 2 weeks, but previously on Days of Our BPM, I was ranting about the fact that StreamNation shuttered, and I was out a huge backup of my photos. Lo and behold, I get a update on the link that they sent me. No mea culpas or anything, but I don't know if they listened or whatever. But I did get a link back to about 99% of my backup that I had up in StreamNation. Only maybe a handful of photos specifically from Europe, which kind of sucks because that's the photos I was trying to get back. But I got 99% of them back.
So for those who are working at StreamNation and happen to be listening to this podcast, thank you very much for hooking up my man AJ with
Seriously.
his backup.
Yeah, so that was really cool, and it was out of the blue too. It was just the same Google Drive link that they had, and I got a notification. I mean, I don't know, probably about it's about 2 weeks ago. I was going to mention it on the show, and I looked, and I mean, I could tell. I don't know if they had problems getting my backup, and that's what took so long or something. But I'm
sure they had other things as they're preparing to shutter.
As they're being aqua-hired or aqua-fired. I don't know which way they're going, but yeah, I appreciate it, StreamNation. So that was cool. That was very cool.
Our best to StreamNation and all those that are working there, and hopefully your futures will be very bright and prosperous.
So let me get us back on the trail here, because we were on the road. Then we kind of took a left-hand turn on Electric Avenue.
I took the wheel.
We took a wheel. Okay, and then we hopped the curb. We went into the gutter for a little bit, and now we're getting back up on Electric Avenue.
Yes.
So on that whole mindset of we're dealing with mobile music, how do you consume like your audio? Like, what is your headphones, speakers of choice? What's your hardware?
That's a very good question, and I don't like carrying a lot with me, and I like having few things. So I got my iPhone 6s Plus, and that's the hub of my digital entertainment life. I have some Jawbone Bluetooth speakers that I will listen to at work if I'm traveling or walking between buildings, so I can listen to without having headphones, because I want to hear death approaching. Or I want to hear a skateboarder who's out of control saying, "Look out!" instead of having headphones on me and then getting blindsided where I'd have to get very angry. When I'm at home, I usually like listening to music on a little bit of a Bluetooth speaker, and I did a little bit of research, to try to find the best product, and I found that the Logitech UE, which I believe stands for Urban Ears.
Really?
Forgive me if I'm wrong, but the Logitech UE Boom 2 looks like a nice little roll of a cylindrical roll, but it's loud as anything.
Is that the thing that we were playing with last time I came over?
Yeah.
That thing is loud.
Yeah. And
it's like a pop can. It's like a little bit bigger than a pop can, but that thing puts out.
Well, it's one of those little cartoon firecracker things that you hold in your hand and that blows up. Yeah, it's pretty loud. So I use a Logitech Bluetooth speaker to stream my music. It's got good fidelity. I don't need the booming bass.
You're not about that bass.
I play bass. I play bass. I provide plenty of low-end frequency of rumbling. Don't worry about that. I like clarity when I'm listening to my music. So anyway, that's pretty much what I do. But for those of you that may want to enjoy having an external speaker with your phone, consider going to Amazon.com. Amazon has a line of products called Amazon Basics.
Yeah.
And they have a mini Bluetooth speaker. If you just type in the search in Amazon Basics Bluetooth speaker, you'll find a mini one there for about $25. Totally great quality. It's going to be about the size of the palm of your hand, easily portable, sounds good. Bring it with you. Annoy the people in the park around you as you listen to your tunes, and pick one up. I think that's the sweet spot for those that may be on a budget but still want to have that functionality of not having to have headphones in because you miss out on life with headphones in. So that's where I'm at. How about you? What's your accessories?
Well, I've already mentioned it, but I got this off-brand, and I'll put a link into the show notes. This off-brand $15 waterproof speaker with a suction cup.
Yes. Do you have a nickname for that? We got to have something to refer to that.
I had the green hockey puck.
There you go.
It's about
the GHP from now on.
There we go.
All right.
The green hockey puck. So the green hockey puck, I got it for multiple reasons. One was I needed something for my motorcycle, and so that means it needed to be a little bit water resistant because it's Washington. And then also I wanted it because I was going into the remodel, and so like I want to have something that's durable, rugged, raw type of thing. And it fits the bill. It was like $15, got a suction cup. I can stick it right there on my tank of my motorcycle, has never fallen off. And even if it did, I'm out $15, you know?
It's a low return
right.
investment, or a low investment to get into it.
Yeah, I get like 10, 15 hours on a charge. And like I said, it's about a little bit bigger than a hockey puck, maybe the size of a Boomer's burger, but half as tall.
So it probably lasts longer than your gas tank in your bike.
Challenge accepted. That's my hardware there. I am looking at, once we do get the kitchen remodel, I am thinking about getting a nicer, like the one that you showed me. Maybe even I'll try out one of the Alexas. I don't know. But I do want something like that because I do like the ability of just being able to walk into my whatever room and just have it sync and go. Whether it's on Pandora, I can get my music my way, and I don't have to worry about like, oh, I got to turn on something. It's just on. I like the always on thing, like, especially when it comes to music. Because if you're in that mood, you want that whatever.
Well, you want immediate gratification, and when you're ready to listen to your ABBA songs, you got to be able to have it right now.
Absolutely.
That's right.
So that's what I got there. For headphones, I have not found a wireless headphone unit that I've liked. It's a tough one for me.
Yeah, I did some research on that as well. Like wireless headphones, I don't like. I rarely will wear the cans, and all of the professional athletes and all of the moguls will wear the cans on there. But I like a lower profile. Yeah. And there's Jaybird Ultimate Freedom Bluetooth wireless microphones. It has something that goes in the back of your neck, and the earpieces go.
I've seen those.
And they have some really unique in-ear styling. On Amazon, one of the top-rated wireless ones. But I don't mind being wired in some aspects. So.
Yeah, so the ones that I've settled on is actually the ones that I'm podcasting with, and they are Urban Ears.
Okay.
And I found these guys on a whim, actually. I think I had like a promo code or something last year, and it was like buy one, get one for $0.01 or something like that.
I love that.
And so I did some looking and stuff, and for the price, the thing that sold me on these is one thing, and that is when I'm not wearing them, the backs of them click together kind of like a Lego, so you can throw them around your neck so that you can have a conversation. And that way you don't have to. Everyone hates this, right? You have your favorite headphones, and the moment you take them off, they get into a rat's nest, instantly.
I spend at least 95 to 100 seconds trying to unravel.
Fumble. Yeah, exactly. Right. And these are the first ones where it's like, especially where we work, if we run into a student or faculty, we can just kind of unplug them, have a conversation, and then when I'm like walking, downtown to, the Union or wherever, I can just plug back in and I'm ready to go. It's really helpful. I use it for running, and these things, I have the Cranstons. And I think these go for like $35 typically. $35. They're under $50 guaranteed. But that's my go-to, and they come in a lot of colors.
What other color, other than black? What other color is there?
There's black is a shade, and then there's this other thing where light comes into your life, and there's things. I like my green ones.
We're not going to get technical. Don't
this
get scientific.
This is the Pacific Northwest.
Exactly. Well, in the Pacific Northwest, I wear black. I like black items. So anyway, all right. What's next?
Well, I don't have any listener voicemail, so I would just say, do you have any apps on tap? Anything that you're trying out lately?
I do this every 6 months. I will factory reset my phone. I will
completely
nuke it. I will not restore it from a backup. This is part of the whole minimal thing. I will go through and I will install so many apps on my phone, and I just get tired of seeing so much cruft that I could delete it if I want. And I may use it someday. I may not. I'm like, clear the decks. When I need something, I install it. And just start from scratch, fresh, especially when you get a new update like iOS 9.3.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you do a clean install and install your apps again, not a bad idea.
Fair enough.
But as far as an app on tap, I did get. I've kind of been messing with. I had a bit of a situation with my fitness tracker, and long story short, I lost the fitness tracker due to their stupid clasp mechanism.
The face that I wish this was a video podcast sometimes, because the face that Chris Powell just made when he said "stupid" was priceless.
Well, 3 times I had noticed the tracker fall off my wrist. 4th time, did not notice it. Don't know where it is. So goodbye, Jawbone. Up 3. We got to keep this a clean podcast. Okay, so I did some research. I did the Jawbone thing. What's next? All right, everyone's got a Fitbit. Yeah. I'm going to go along with the crowd. So I got a Fitbit Charge HR, not human resources, but like high respectability. I don't know what it's for, but basically, great silent alarm to wake up to. This one designates floors. It tracks my floors that I climb, which is helpful.
Yeah.
It has a nice user interface on the app. My Fitbit app, in a long story, rambling way, is what I've been messing around this week for an app. So I'm rolling with the Fitbit. I like being able to find out when I have steps, like 10,000 steps, and miles and distance, and my heart rate. Because in this 40s decade that I'm in, BPM is not Bellingham Podcast Media. It's also beats per minute.
Got it.
So,
I gotcha.
That has been something that appealed to me about that. So I'm rolling with the Fitbit.
So with this new one, does it have a screen? Does it have some sort of touch interface? How do you interact with it? Or do you?
If you lift your wrist, it will at a certain way it will turn on the watch or the clock. When the alarm goes off, there's one little button that you got to push, and when you're awakening and trying to get this thing stop vibrating on your wrist, to try to find that little button is challenging.
Well, that's the trick. Are you awake enough? Yes. Are you strong enough to push the one button on your Fitbit?
When I'm realizing, hey, my wrist is vibrating. Maybe not many times, but yeah, it's a very simple mechanism, and I enjoy it because it's in black. So
really, that's a thing for you.
It's just one of those things. Anyway, what app have you been messing with?
Man,
it's been a busy week at work.
It has been a busy week at work. There's a few of them that I was messing around with a little bit. Moo, actually, the company that does business cards.
Yes.
I purchased several sets of business cards.
Same here. Great company.
They bought About.me back probably years ago now, and now they have a new app, not About Me or not Moo, but somebody they might have bought or acquired, or they just started doing it, and it's called Monogram. And so Monogram's whole purpose is that you have a portfolio on your phone. If you're a graphic designer, or if you're a podcaster or a photographer. I haven't messed around with it a lot, but I just thought it was interesting. Not only are we trying to get a web presence, but perhaps this is a movement towards like, hey, you're meeting a client. Instead of just fumbling around, maybe you have connectivity, maybe you don't have Wi-Fi, whatever, you have a cached version of your portfolio right here. And gone are the days of, like, especially as a photographer, I do not bring a binder of my proofs anymore. I just, have the iPad and go through it that way. And so Monogram, I'm hoping, that's why I'm messing around with it, is going to be my one-stop shop for when I start talking to clients for bridal season or whatever, and being able to say, hey, check this out. And you can share a link to that portfolio. So it is a online, offline thing.
Is it a customizable link like moo.com/AJ Barce?
That one I don't know, because it did just launch, but you can bit.ly anything. So
stay tuned for an update on Monogram by Moo by AJ Barce.
Right. So that's the only real one that I've got on taps. I threw on Duolingo back on my phone I could work on my language, but other than that, no, that's the only one that I'm kind of experimenting with is Monogram.
Very cool. Sounds pretty good.
Well, I guess that wraps it up for this edition of BPM. Thanks for joining us. Chris, if somebody wanted to stalk you on the interwebs, where might they go?
Pretty much if you Google Chris Powell Bellingham, I got the top 10 results. So,
Bellingham.
Yeah, exactly. I got a landing page, chrispowell.co. I am trying to get work-life balance, but I'm on Twitter and Instagram. I post semi-infrequently about that, but I'm lurking about. MNMLTEK Minimal Tech. And I really enjoyed the writing aspect of the non-technological side, where I'm able to write and get things out of my brain and do things. So I have a website, blog site called Less Than 300. All entries are less than 300 words, and then I actually bought more than 300 for my long-form writing.
That's cool.
So anyway, that's where they can find me. How about you, AJ? Where can people check you out?
Well, I'm always on the Twitter and the Instagram at AJ Barse. That's B as in boy, ARSE. And then also you can find me at my website, ajbarse.com. But more importantly, I am a Patreon creator. And so if you like my style or you want to learn a little bit more about photography, you can always support me on Patreon. That's patreon.com/AJ Barse.
Simon says, do that. Support him. Throw him a few bucks. He's worth it. He's a good boy. He's a fine young man and an excellent photographer.
Well, thank you, Chris.
I feel like I'm going into the Hurley boy rant from Saturday Night Live. He's a good boy. Anyway.
And on that bombshell, if you don't want to follow Chris or I, but you are a fan of our show, be sure to subscribe to us on the iTunes, SoundCloud, and now Spreaker, or you can visit us on the web at bellinghampodcast.com. I'm AJ Barse.
And I'm Chris Powell. We'll see you next time on BPM Tech.